So in 2008, Konami was celebrating its 10th anniversary. At the end of the year, on December 8th, they decided to launch what is, in my opinion, one of the greatest promotional products ever released. In today's video, we're going to be talking about YAP1, or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anniversary Pack. We're going to be talking about the history of the release, the packaging, and then we're going to take a deep dive into the cards themselves. So let's get into it. In this promotional release, we got completely brand new cards that were introduced as alternate artworks for original iconic monsters. But that's not the only thing. These cards were all exclusively drawn by Kazuki Takahashi himself, and they had no stylization done to them. So they look as if they were just ripped off of the sheet he drew them on. They have a lot more rustic look to them, and they definitely feel more artistic. The colors on these cards are a lot more muted, unlike the regular Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG arts, as like I said, it's as if they did not edit them at all. In these cards, they also introduced the no border layout. Basically, every card that is drawn by Kazuki Takahashi himself will have the image with no black border that you see traditionally. Another cool thing is that every single one of these cards is stamped with a Kazuki Takahashi signature at the bottom right of the image. This release, in my opinion, is one of the most iconic releases, and they introduced some of the most gorgeous artwork that we've ever seen in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. Now, in terms of release, on the OCG side, it was released as like a loose booster pack. It looks like this. It's completely black with Yu-Gi-Oh! Anniversary stamped on it. This had 9 cards on the inside, and then the TCG one only had 8 cards because what they did was they actually left out the Dark Magician Girl that was included on the OCG one. The Dark Magician Girl was later released as a Lost Art promotional card, and it was released twice due to popularity. The first one having the original no border look, and then the second release, they actually added the borders so that you can distinguish between the two. That one is coded LART-EN019, and then the reprint is LART-EN035. On the American release, we had 3 different types of products. We had the original booster pack as it is. We also had it in a blister. And then finally, the rarest of them all and the most expensive packaging is the one where it comes in kind of like a cardboard box. It's a very thin cardboard box, has the exact same colorways as the booster pack itself. But this release commands the most premium just because it has the most kind of original packaging, if that makes sense. Like, you can open this one and get the booster pack and make it look like the other ones, but you can't go the other way around. On the OCG side, the release was so popular that in my opinion it was kind of printed too much, and now the booster pack stagnates at around $50 to $60. On the TCG side, however, it was short printed in my opinion, so the prices in the aftermarket today are absolutely absurd. It is for sure one of the top 5 most expensive booster packs that you can purchase on the aftermarket today. It ranges from $400 for the loose pack to $1,200 for the pack inside of the box. But that's pretty much it on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anniversary Pack. Now let's dive into my promo binder so we can take a look at these cards individually and appreciate the amazing artistic talent behind them. Let's get into that. Alright, so this is my promo binder. You guys have seen this before. I know you guys are asking for like an update on this. It's just I'm waiting for like 2 more cards to get here so that I can finally do like an updated video on this. By the way, this is the Gardena binder. I make these and produce them myself. If you want to support the channel, this is the best way to go about it. You can see here it's leather-like interior, white pages, everything fits snug, no cards slide out ever. The pages are nice and tight, really good fit. So yeah, if you want to support the channel directly, pick yourself up one of these. I'll leave a link in the description. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna give you guys a code for 5% off. All you have to type in is YAP5 when you go to checkout, and it'll give you 5% off your binder order. But yeah, let's get into it. I have been working on it very hard, and you'll see as I flip through it that a lot of stuff has been plugged in and a lot of stuff has not, obviously. But yeah, I've been working on it. This is the video game section. We're not gonna go too depth into it. We're gonna get right into the YAP section because again, like, this is one of my favorite sets of all time. It has the most identity out of pretty much anything ever released in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it has a lot of love and care put into it. That's what I feel like, at least when I see these. So before we start, it is an 8-card set, and the 9th slot here, I have some plans for it. I'll run it by you guys at the end of the video. So I guess we can start with the first one right here, which is YAP1 Blue Eyes White Dragon. million. Now, in my opinion, I think that this is one of the most beautiful cards in the game. This is so artistic. It is so unique. And in my opinion, I don't know, I just think that this is such a well done artwork. It's very portrait style, but at the same time, it's dynamic. It has never been reprinted. And even if it does get reprinted, it will never be reprinted with this no border look. By the way, let me show you what I mean by the no border look. I have discussed this before in my videos, but if you take a look at the edge of this image here, you'll see a black border. Over here, you'll see there's nothing like that here. The image is pretty much like, it's like almost levitating on top of the card. It's a really nice effect, and they did a really nice job with it. But check this art out, guys. Like, honestly, this is absolutely brilliant. This is gorgeous. And these things are so hard to grade. In fact, these were actually made with the same factories as Premium Pack 2. If you guys watched my video on that, you would know that that card quality is absolutely terrible. Very reminiscent of Europrint, where the cards get damaged very easily. These were actually all packed fresh, and not a single one of them got PSA 10. These were actually submitted by Ruxin, and I ended up buying the set from him all as PSA 8s and 9s, and I ended up cracking all of them. But yeah, like every single one of these was packed fresh. We watched it on his video, and not a single one of them got a 10. That's how you know. And they also have centering issues. You can see with this one, like it's a little bit OC. Right is much bigger than the left. Like, it's very hard to grade in PSA 10, and I think that PSA 10 values are a little bit underappreciated. The PSA 10 of this one sold for $1,200, and it sold right away. It's just hard to grade. Like, people know that it's hard to grade. I just don't think people are talking about it too much, but I do think that these are really, really nice cards in PSA 10. Now, I'm not a PSA 10 collector for stuff like this. I only do it for like super rare cards. I'm a binder guy, and I think that this looks amazing in the binder, but it is what it is. Let's move on to number 2 with Red Eyes. And again, it's just a home run artwork. Like, look at this thing, man. This is beautiful. Looks ferocious, artistic at the same time. Yeah, they totally killed it. This artwork is, I mean, this is top 2, top 3 for Red Eyes. I definitely like it more than anything else that I've seen in terms of card art. That's for sure. I think this is fantastic though. Wow. Next up is an artwork that I personally am not too fond of. I don't think that this actually looks that great. It's kind of grotesque, to be honest with you. And we've never really seen someone's skull with a staff, right? This is what Kazuki Takahashi has in mind, I guess. I mean, it's okay. I think that this is definitely like the weakest one out of the set. It definitely shows in the aftermarket. I think that this is the least expensive one, other than like these guys, which are not really anime-centric monsters. But I still think that it's a staple in the set. You definitely must have it. I mean, you can't, you're not going to be able to have 1 and 2, 4, 5, 6 and not have number 3, right? There's not too much more to say about this. I think it's okay. This one right here is awesome. This is the Celtic Guardian, and the way that the hollow foil pops on this with the cape, the way that it's like all green, like I said, the colors are very muted. I just think that this looks fantastic. I think it looks badass, and you can see the monsters coming his way, like he just slashed through them. So I definitely think that this looks fantastic, and if I was to rank this with these guys, I think that it's on par with Red Eyes. I definitely think the Blue Eyes is the best artwork in here, but then I definitely say that this is like right up there with Red Eyes Black Dragon. I think that this looks amazing, honestly. Like, check out the artwork, so unique. Next up, we have Gyaku Tenno Megami, and this card is, I'm not sure why they put this one in here. I mean, I don't really get it. I mean, they definitely had a lot of other monsters that they could have chosen from, but this is what they chose here. The art is, I mean, it's pretty artistic. I like that the tattoo here is hollow foil. Same with like the thing on her ear. I mean, the hollow foil definitely makes this card. I think that the artwork is okay. It's not very nostalgic to me. I mean, I know what the card is. I know that it has roots in Starter Kaiba, but it's not like that great in terms of these guys. I would definitely rather have more iconic monsters, like a Blackluster Soldier or something would have been great here. But for what it is, I think that it's great. It's really well done. In terms of the artwork, I'll probably rank it right above Summon Skull. I mean, it's not as nostalgic as these guys, obviously, but I mean, it's still a really, really pretty art, and it's well done. I mean, the hollow foil is extremely well done. I love selective hollow foiling like this. Less is more sometimes, in my opinion. Now we're gonna get to what is, in my opinion, the second best art out of this set, and that is Buster Blader. And look at this badass pose, man. What I love about this, if you actually take a look at his hand, you'll see that like it's like frozen in motion. He's about to grab it, you know what I mean? It's not actually gripping the sword, and to me that speaks a lot about like the artistic value of this piece. I don't know how to explain it, okay? Like, it's not a lot of hollow foil. Everything is actually like common except the background on this, which is kind of unique. All the other ones are not like that. The fact that the hand is not fully closed on the grip, it just has so much motion to it, and he's posed like a total badass. I think that this is the second best artwork here. I think it's Blue Eyes definitely, Buster Blader, and then Celtic Guardian Red Eyes, her, and then Summon Skull. I think that this Buster Blader is so sick, honestly. Like, it's so badass. Second to last, we have Jinzo. Now, I actually was not a fan originally of this artwork. I actually thought it was a little overrated, but as I kind of started looking at it more and more, I definitely started to appreciate what was going on here, and I love the way that the hollow foil is used. Again, they lit up his eyes, they lit up like the little protection gear, like the elbow pads and the shoulder pads. Like, the hollow foil actually again makes this card pop. It's what makes this card. I think the art itself is okay. It definitely looks badass, like there's no denying that. It's just not as like nice as the, you know, like the Blue Eyes or the Buster Blader. I think these two just have like a majestic look to them, if you know what I mean. But Jinzo's definitely up there. I definitely think it's on par with Red Eyes and Celtic Guardian now. Before I probably would have put it lower, but I think it's 1, 2, 3A, 3B, 3C, if that makes sense. I think it's really sick, honestly. This is a really, really badass card. And then we have the last but not least in the TCG, which is Shiba Warrior Taro. And this card is, in my opinion, I think it was really nice that they let Kazuki Takahashi put whatever he wants on this card. I think that's a really nice touch. Would I have rather had it be, you know, like Magician of Black Chaos or whatever, like something that's a little bit more anime nostalgic? Yeah, I would, honestly. But for what it is, I think it's a really nice special Easter egg. If you've watched his room tour video that I posted before, you would know that this is his actual dog and this is how he imagines him in cartoon form. I think it's really nice. I really like that the hollow foil does not interfere with the character on these. Like, this is the thing that, in my opinion, summarizes the set so well. The hollow foil does not overwhelm the characters. It actually complements them. It makes them pop out of the screen. Even Summon Skull, like, this is my least favorite artwork here, and it still does not get overwhelmed by the hollow foil. The card still pops on its own. The character comes to life, and that's my favorite part about them. Last but not least is this spot right here. I've seen many iterations of what people choose to put in here. Obviously, the one that makes the most sense is the Lost Art Dark Magician Girl, because this is OCG version. This card was actually included in this. So you'd actually get 9 cards in the OCG version. In the TCG, like I said, you'd only get 8. Now, again, I don't like the Japanese put with the English, so I'd rather not do that. Another choice that people use is the Dark Magician Girl from Lost Art. So this Dark Magician Girl is literally what is supposed to go here. It's pretty much the exact same artwork. I mean, they didn't even censor her cleavage. The pentagram is still there on her chest, so this is pretty much exact replica. The problem that I have with this one is that it has the new card layout, which means what? Hollow foil stars, hollow foil attribute signs. Also, you can see that the text box is a lot closer to the edge on the Lost Art when compared to the YAP1. So to me, it just looks a little bit off. I definitely can't put like the 35 version, because the 35 version looks even more off. It's pretty much the exact same. It's just it has a border, so that wouldn't fit. So what I actually am thinking that I should put here is this card right here. This card looks very similar to this art style right here. This is the Jump Dark Magician, one of the most expensive Dark Magicians out there. In my opinion, I really like this one. It has the exact same, like, you know, you can see on the border here. Again, it's closer to the edge because it's a little bit newer. This is 2011, while the YAP is 2008, but it's not as close as the Dark Magician Girl. I mean, you can see here by like 2020, they really needed every piece of real estate that they can get when it comes to putting text in the text box because the effects are so long. So I think that this is the closest thing to these. I would love to know your thoughts. What would you place in here? In my opinion, I think that this makes the most amount of sense, and that's what I'm going to be choosing for now. If your opinion differs, definitely let me know. I would love to know your thoughts. What do you guys think? You think this makes sense? Or maybe I should put this one here and push these guys this way. You know what? Maybe I will do that. Let's do that right now. Boom. So this is what we have here. Thank God no hollow foil stars on any of these. Yes, the text box is a little bit closer to the edge, but you might miss it if you don't know what you're looking for. Limited edition at the top instead of the bottom. I think that this is the best fit for this, but if you think otherwise, definitely let me know. And if you have other suggestions, also let me know. But that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite products of all time, my favorite card set of all time, YAP1. This is my presentation on them. If you guys want more Yu-Gi-Oh collector based content, then definitely subscribe. Like the video, it lets me know you guys want more set overview cards, and then comment down below what you would place in this spot. Do you think it's Dark Magician here or Dark Magician Girl here? Which one fits the best in your opinion? Other than that, I have a Patreon where you guys can go live with me every single week on YouTube, and we can discuss the sales that happened in the week prior. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.